Leonardo da Vinci once said that time waits just long enough for those who use it. So the question is, what are you doing with your time? We all have 24 hours in a day. What are you doing with your time? Are you building your dream? Or are you helping someone else build theirs? Are you putting in the work every single day, every single moment of now? Are you planning for your future? They say planning is bringing the future into the present so you can do something about it now. So the question is this: what are you doing with your time? Remember, the time is always now. And thank you for joining me for the Time Is Always Now podcast. This is a podcast that is dedicated to helping people get past their excuses, helping people get past saying I'm going to do it someday or one day, instead saying I'm going to do it now because there is no other time. There's no other time to change your life but right now. You can't do everything right now, but you can do something right now, and that's what this podcast is all about. If you don't know who I am, my name is Terence Young. I am a New Thought transformational speaker. I'm a mindset coach. I'm an author. And a workshop facilitator. I help people change their paradigms in their mind so they can start changing their lives right now. So thank you for joining me for the podcast. If you would like to donate to the podcast, by all means, you can do so. Just go to my website, which is terenceyoungnow.com. You can do so there. And thank you in advance for allowing me to continue to do what I do. If you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, it's the Time Is Always Now Facebook group. Jump on over there and join us. It's a group of like-minded people who believe in changing their lives and want to strive to continue to change their lives, and they're not waiting for someday or one day, because we all know those days don't exist. So if you want to be, encouraged, motivated, challenged as well, jump on over to the group. The Time Is Always Now Facebook group. You will love it, and thank you for joining. So this week, every single week, we have a theme. And this week, the theme has been to be bold. Being bold in your life. As a matter of fact, even this morning on Friday morning meditation, which I do every Friday morning on Facebook Live, I was talking about the same thing, being bold, because it's so important. I think so many people miss out on so many things in life because they're afraid. They're not bold enough. There's that old saying that when you get to the end of your life, you're going to regret the things you didn't do a lot more than you regret the things you did do. And it's all about living life to the fullest and being bold about it. So I'm going to share with you today in this podcast four ways in your life that you can be bold and why you should do it. So the first one is this. First one is being bold. You got to have confidence. You got to have unwavering confidence. For me, when I speak, I have unwavering confidence. I had one of my friends asked me one time about how I speak so freely when I'm on stage, and I said, well, that's what I do. I mean, I work on my craft over and over and over again. So when I get on stage, I'm doing what I love to do, and I do it all the time. Like literally, I'm recording this podcast right now. This is another talk for me, another opportunity to speak. Yes, I'm not in front of a crowd, but you know what? I'm videotaping it. I'm doing it right now. I'm working it. I've got some notes here, and I'm going off the top of my head as well at the same time, right? And she asked me about how do I speak so freely and walk across the stage. I said, because I'm telling stories. I'm telling stories, and I know what I want to teach about. So I can touch on some notes, but then go immediately into making contact with people. And what does that do? When I work on my craft over and over and over again, continuously, every day I'm working on another video, another course, another speech, another talk, another workshop. I'm always constantly working on it. I put in the work, so it gives me the ability to have that unwavering confidence. And that's so important. I even wrote a course on becoming an engaging speaker because I want to help other speakers do it as well. So it's so important to me. And if you want to be bold in your life, you got to gain that unwavering confidence. You gain that unwavering confidence by putting in the time. For me, it's speaking now. What is it for you? What is it that you want to have that unwavering confidence in and you feel like you don't have it now? Ask yourself, am I putting in the work? Am I working every single day as hard as I can to be the best that I can be? Think about the people who are the best that they can be and what they did. I was doing a live the other day and I thought about Kobe Bryant. I think it's a great example. The late, great Kobe Bryant. What did he talk about? Every time you saw him having that Mamba mentality about going out there, he said, I put in the work as hard as I possibly could. Every time I stepped on the court, it was to destroy you. And he meant destroy the other team, the other opponent. And he didn't mean it in a bad way. He meant he was going to win the competition. He went out every single day with it. And then not only in the game, but off the court, he put in the work. So when he did step on the stage, the biggest stage, he dominated, right? He had unwavering confidence. He was bold. That's how you gained it. Put in the work. So that's number one. Number two is this. Be proud of your achievements. I love coaching and teaching about this. If you have a gift, if you have something that you sell or whatever you do, your profession, you should be proud of that. People who are bold are proud of what they do, so they share their achievements. They share what they do. I know many people that are on Facebook or on social media that are timid about what they do. Now think about this for a minute. If you really love what you do and you really think it's important and it helps other people, why would you not share it? It doesn't make any sense. If you really believe that the product, the service, whatever you do, if it really helps people, then you should be proud of it and you should be promoting it and telling people about it. Don't live your life small. Live your life big and bold. Then how do you get that? How do you get to a place where you do that? Think about what you do. I teach. I speak. I'm very proud of what I do. The courses that I offer, the music that I do, I share it with the world because you know what? It helps people. It touches people. The meditations I do, everything that I do, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it, and I know I've had people come and tell me that it helps people. So I promote it and I talk about it. Yes. You should be proud of whatever you do too. If you're a hairdresser, you should be talking about it and be proud of it. If you're a doctor, you should be proud of it. If you're a lawyer, you should be proud of it. If you're a cop, you should be proud of it, of what you do. You offer a service. You do something for the community. Be proud of your achievements. And you do that by thinking about it. Thinking about it again. How do you get bold about this? Is what I do something that I'm proud of? Do I offer a service? Does it help people? Is it serving humanity? If it is, be proud about that. That way you'll gain that ability to be bold. Very important. Number three is this. You got to have clear goals. You got to know what you want. I love this. I love you. You got to know. You got to have a clear goal. Know what you want. I used to joke the other day. I said, Steph Curry is one of the greatest shooters to ever play the game of basketball, right? He may be actually arguably the greatest shooter to ever play right now. I mean, the streak that he was on and has been on for years. And I said, you know what? I could outshoot Steph. I could. And I did play basketball before too. I played a lot of ball, but I could shoot the ball really well. I said, I could outshoot him. That's if you blindfolded Steph Curry, spin him around a couple of times, brought him in the gym, wheeled the goals away from where they would normally be at. So he doesn't have no idea where the basketball goals are. Then he's blindfolded and I'm shooting. I know where the goals are. Then I could outshoot him. And of course you would say, that doesn't make any sense. It's not fair. Steph Curry doesn't even know where the goals are. How could he make a shot? And I'd say, you're right. And how can you hit a goal if you haven't even set one? You have to set clear goals on what you want. How are you bold about doing what you do? Because you know what you want. You know how you're going to get there. You've got short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals, and you have the steps on how you get there. I was talking about this last week. If you want to be bold about your life, you know how you get bold about your life? By being clear about what you want. When you're clear about what you want, you know how you need to get there. And then you can be bold about your life and about what you want to accomplish, because you know what you want, you know how to get there. So important. Last thing is this: you got to live in the present moment. You got to live in the now, in the present moment. I was watching a video the other day. A guy was talking about cryptocurrency. I think it was on Facebook. I shared this the other day. And it was two guys. One guy says, man, I wish I would have invested in Bitcoin 10 years ago. And his friend goes, yeah, I know what you mean, man, but you can invest in it now. He goes, nah, and the other guy goes, nah, I'm not going to do that. He's like, but if you wish you would have invested in it 10 years ago and it's still going on now, why don't you invest in it now? He's like, I'm one of those guys who say they're going to do something and then never do it. Weird, huh? But is that something that we do too? We say we're going to do something over and over and over again, but then we never actually do it. See, we know what to do, but then we don't do what we know to do. This is important. You have to actually put the things you know in your head, you have to put them into action. Otherwise, you're just talking. And many people do this in their lives. You want to be bold about your life, live in the present moment, and start taking action. Action allows you to continually be bold in each and every present moment. Not waiting around for the future, not sitting around and thinking about the past, but living in the present moment. Remember, I've talked about this before. We are not promised tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to even be here tomorrow. So live boldly in the present moment. It's so important. It's so important that you live in the present moment. And I say this, and we know it. That's the name of this podcast, the name of my group. It's my tag. It's everything. The time is always now, meaning that there is no other time for you to change your life but now. You can't do everything right now, but you can do something right now. Find out what that is and move boldly in that direction. And you will watch your life change as you continue to take action. Remember, you can't sit still. Even if you're on the right path, you'll get run over. You have to continue to move in the right direction. You have to continue to move. That's how the universe works. When you move, the universe moves. People say that God or the universe is waiting on you. You got to move first. You got to take the action first. That's when things start working in your favor. That's when people, places, circumstances just show up at the perfect time when you're moving, living in that present moment. So if you want to be bold, do that. Be confident. Have unwavering confidence. First thing, have pride in your achievements. Be bold about being prideful about what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. Share it with the world. Have clear goals. Be clear about what you want. You can't hit a goal if you don't even have one. And lastly, live in the present moment. Always be in the present moment. If you do these things, you'll be able to continually live boldly and go after your dreams. I said this in Friday morning meditation. I said, God doesn't call the qualified. God qualifies the called. Meaning if you have something, a calling in you, and only you know what that is, you can feel it in your heart, you can feel it in your bones, in your vibration. There's something pulling you towards something. If you feel that, that's a calling. And if you have a calling, God's already qualified you for it. If it's in your heart, if you're dreaming it, it can happen. You can do it. You are qualified to do it. And if you do that, then you'll be able to unequivocally say, I own the now, and I have won. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Time Is Always Now podcast. Continue to join me, and remember, our group is over on Facebook, the Time Is Always Now Facebook group. If you did not catch my quarterly music showcase, you can see it on the Facebook group page or my business page, Terence Young, New Thought Transformational Speaker. It was a great time. I played some great new music that I've been working on for the first quarter of 2021. So if you want to hear some of that, definitely check it out. You can always hear my music on my Bandcamp site or my website as well. So thank you again for joining me for the Time Is Always Now podcast. This is TY. I am signing off. Remember, the time is always now.